Hey Capricorns, welcome to Tarot and Heal. Welcome to the place where we tarot and heal our way to self-love and unity consciousness. Welcome to your December reading. Alright, let's get started. I come to you, humble God, thanking you for your divine guidance, providing messages of divine light, divine love in accordance with your divine will. What is it that the Capricorn collective needs to know for the month of December, for the first half of December? When I was meditating on the energy, I heard devil, like devil energy. Now, the Capricorn, the devil card is the Capricorn. So I feel like it's more being in your power. Okay? Look at that. We have reevaluating your priorities. And we have become a clear channel. Okay? It's like you're clearing your energy out, okay, by releasing certain things. You know, just restructuring what's important. What are your list of priorities? In doing so, you're empowering yourself because you're putting things that are more important to you in the forefront, as opposed to if you were putting other people's needs ahead of yours, and it caused you to have weak boundaries, for example, things like that. Yeah, okay. So you're clearing up your energy now, and I feel like you're stepping more into your power, and that's, yeah, the devil card is, you know, the Capricorn energy. We do have live your soul and not your role coming out here, so that's amazing. Yeah, you're stepping more into like what your actual nature is, like at your core's nature. Not the people-pleasing version of you, not the scaredy cat version of you. It's like, what is the real Cappy version? What does that look like? And that's what you're going to be stepping into in December. It makes sense. We're stepping into Sag energy right now, but we're stepping into Capricorn energy soon, so I guess we're revving up the engines. You feel me? Go ahead, Cappies. All right. What's going on? What's going on with the Capricorns for the first half of December? Ace of Wands. Some of you guys might be closing doors on some passions. Closing doors and passions, passionate new beginnings. Okay, this could be people. Okay, you might have been putting a lot of effort into a certain relationship, for example. Now you're like, you know what? I'm going to do me now. Okay. Or if you're putting passion into someone else's project and you're like, you know what? I could be working on my own business idea. Then you're doing that, you know? It's like that. Justice. It is the right thing to do. Things are being, the scales are being balanced out. Okay, with this Libra energy here. Very balanced energy. Some of you guys were in situations where you're giving too much love or giving too much passion to a person or to a situation, whatever it is. It could be a person, a job, whatever. But now you're balancing it out. Like, all that love I'm giving to you, or all that fill in a blank I'm giving to you, I could be giving it to myself. And that's what sets everything straight. You're the Queen of Cups coming out in reverse. That's very interesting. Along with the Moon card. The blind spots. You're seeing the emotional blind spots. Okay. Wow. There's some type of emotional, okay. There's some type of emotional illusion here, okay? Somebody made you feel like they were worth investing into. You know, something like that. That's what, I don't know, I'm getting that. Like, somebody felt like they were worth an emotional investment. Why is this Moon card? But they're not. It's like the energy of, you know, you're investing in someone's company and they're giving you all these like projections of how much money they're going to make or whatever, their earnings. And then you realize, oh, this was a bad investment. And I feel like that's what's happening emotionally. You might be realizing, okay, I emotionally invested into, this is a poor investment, a poor use of my emotions. Okay. So I'm going to pull out now. So that's great. But that's what makes you stronger. Okay. Yeah. It was some illusion about the situation though. So I don't know if somebody, you know, they presented themselves as, you know, as a business that was worth, you know, they just fluffed up the numbers, or if, however that translates in a romantic sense. It could have been, gosh darn it, these cards, they keep falling. It's some, I don't know if, see, for some of you guys with this person or this situation, you felt like it was a good investment because it was like it was something that you were used to. Okay, but now you're realizing there's a flaw in that, in what you were used to. For example, if you have a certain type, and you usually attract that type, and you are usually attracted to that type, you'll go for that type and you'll give them that emotional investment. But I feel like now you're realizing the error of your ways of having that type. Like that type, is something wrong with this specific type of thing that you usually go for, it seems. It's something like that. All right, let's continue. Oh. Why is this moon card here? If you find yourself, for example, like it's some type of pattern that's coming to your awareness, okay? Or, yeah, it's like a pattern. Let's say if you're used to being in third-party situations, you always find yourself in them. Now you're realizing there's a certain type that usually align with, okay? And they typically are in a third party, you know, it's something like that. Okay, let's keep it moving. All right, so the moon card coming out in reverse along with the Page of Wands. There's like some secret opportunity coming through though. I guess it's coming as a result of you becoming a clear channel and realizing, oh, I have to restructure my desires because my desires are based on some false pretenses or some flawed ways of thinking. And then once you fix that, then you become a clear channel. You step into your real power, whoever you are at your core. Okay? And there's some like friendships I feel like that come, and some opportunities that come through as a result. Tell me about the Page of Wands. This could be a job offer. This is, oh God, there's so many illusions. Okay. I don't like where this reading is going. It's so flip-floppy. This energy is so flip-floppy. It's like, there's so many illusions right now surrounding this energy, the energy of this reading. Now, I don't know if you're putting up a false mask, you're providing that illusion, or you're shattering your own illusions of like what's real love, for example. You know, some people, you know, here's a grandiose example. Like, let's say when someone thinks that, well, if they love me, they'll be super jealous of anybody talking to me, you know. If they have that mentality, obviously that's going to attract a certain type. Also, it's going to attract a certain type of behavior, and it's going to attract a certain level of problems. Probably the same types of problems in every relationship if that person carries that belief system. That was the illusion that needs to be shattered, because someone is looking at blah, whatever, fill in the blanks. You're looking at love with this veil of illusion that's like leading to more problems than it needs to be, or you're looking at your career with a veil of illusion, leading to more problems than you need to be. Either way, it's taking away from who you actually are. It was a covering, it was a mask, and it stopped you from actually experiencing the real. Look. Yeah. So you have two. Oh my god. All right, so you have the Six of Swords coming out with the ship here. I was about to say the two ships just came out, right? And then I thought two ships passing in the night. It's that illusion that's happening. The mask. Somebody was wearing a mask, and because of the mask, they weren't... Oh my god, hold on. We're about to get into it. It's about to get deep. Okay, hold on. They had... The mask stopped you or someone else. This could apply to you or whoever. The mask stopped someone because someone was living a role and not their actual soul. They weren't recognized by their soul mate. Because someone was living the role of a blue-collar worker and committed to that role, the higher-ups, upper management didn't see the CFO, CEO energy in that person. Someone was living in a role that was below them. Not necessarily below. It was below them. It was disempowering. Okay. And it's time to walk away from that. Opportunities got passed by because of it. Or you pass opportunities by because of it. Like if... excuse me, hold on. Like if you had two people, right? Two choices of a spouse to be with, right? And one is obviously a better choice than the other. Some of you guys would go with the other choice because it followed a narrative that you were used to. And it seems as if you passed up. This could be you or someone else, but someone has passed up on multiple opportunities because of the story. So it's not like opportunities weren't coming their way. They were passing it up or sabotaging it. Godly. All right. All right. Passing like two ships in the night. Like it could have been someone in your circle, right? And who was perfect for you. But because you had a story of, oh, I like bad boys or bad girls or whatever. The perfect person passed by, right? It's something like that. Not saying that that's what happened, but just to illustrate, that's the nature of what's happening here. Opportunities were passed up or sabotaged or completely missed. I feel like they were just completely missed. They just weren't on the same, you weren't on the same vibration. Some of you guys already met your person, but you guys weren't on the same vibration, so you didn't click. So if you, let's say if you did meet, you guys probably just felt like, oh, what's wrong with this person, you know? It's something like that, you know? But it was really because you had a preconceived notion, or the other person, whoever this is for, they had a preconceived notion that stopped them from seeing the truth. And the truth is that that person was their soulmate. But if they couldn't see that in them because they were mirroring something that someone didn't see in themselves. Someone was wearing a false mask, right? And they was wearing a false mask to themselves. They weren't being their true selves. So people, if you're being a persona, right? Then you're gonna resonate, or you want to match up with people who are like-minded, right? Who you think are like-minded with this persona that you're putting off. But then once you get out of that role, you know, and while you're in that role, anybody who's outside of that persona, like if you're very much into materialism and you meet someone who's like a bohemian type, then you're like, You won't really like resonate with them, because even if you are a bohemian at your core, right? Because it's so different from who you've been. Anyway, okay, so it's time to shatter the illusion of who you've been. Live your soul, not your role. So this is like a reinvention. Yeah, this has become who are you at your core? You're about to find out. Okay, great. Or you're about to let the world know. I feel like this is an unveiling. I feel like this is an unveiling for everyone involved. Like the person unveiling, taking their mask off, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is who I am," and so will everybody else will be like, "Oh, that's who you are." Okay. I feel like it's gonna be a surprise to everyone involved. But it comes as a result of not trying to be with a tribe, not trying to people please or whatever the case is. You get into your independent thought, and then you get into this independent way of being, and you align with who you are. And then you start looking at the people around you differently. And then you'll find the people who were already there all along, who are already resonating with you, who you couldn't see, who you weren't vibing with. Oh my God, this is crazy. Sometimes we look at people like, yeah, we just don't vibe, you know? And it's like, and sometimes, and you know, we have the tendency when we do that, it's like, it does have like a bit of a connotation that comes with it, like, yeah, we're just not on the same frequency. Thank you. You know? So something like that. And it's like, you're going to realize like, oh no, I wasn't on their vibe, or yeah, something like that. This is interesting. Anyway, so the Six of Swords is coming out in the middle of the reading here. Sideways, okay. It's going to be a little bit to adjust to. See, the Queen of Cups keeps coming out. I feel like it's going to be... I don't... This doesn't feel that dramatic, but for some reason, I'm feeling like somebody might struggle and resist this. And I don't think it's worth the fight. With the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Wands, it's like... For me, looking at this reading, I just feel like this is just like, oh, it's just a nice lesson. You're taking off a layer of your ego, and you're learning a deeper ego, whatever the case is. But I feel like it's going to cause someone's going to resist this new way of being because they've been one way for so long. It's like, no, I like red bottoms, you know what I mean? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be walking out here with a barefoot in the sand. Well, I don't know, whatever. I just generalized and stereotyped everybody just now, so whatever. But you get what I'm saying. It's like, it feels drastic. It's like realizing that you haven't had a mask on all that time. It's something about that that's like, someone's not going to listen to their emotions, okay? But I feel like this is more of their soulful self, okay? And in this resistance to like having this mask, they're going to be ignoring their soul. Like, they're fighting their soul. They're fighting who they are at their core. They're like, no, I'm not this. That's not my soul. I've played this role for so long. It looks a little silly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like this is really light. I don't know why it feels so light. Because I feel like it's a really good thing. Golly, my throat is so dry. But let me get more into it and see. Because the Queen of Cups keeps coming out. It seems like it's a little bit of a mind-boggling mindfuck. And I mean, I guess, yeah, the identity crisis here, I see it. But it's like, did you really not know who you were all along? I don't know. This is going to apply differently for everybody, depending on the level of like denial that someone was carrying, or how attached they were to their ego. Okay, this will have different levels of strength. for everyone. Anyway. It's like somebody thought, like, yeah, oh my God, this is fun. All right, so they thought they were like the star card coming out in reverse, right? They're going to realize how unhealed, I want to say unhinged. Oh my God. Someone might realize how unhinged they may be and how much healing may need to be done. As Capricorns, this might be a freaking message to hear right now. Holy shit. I think that's why. I feel like the energy, or someone might, it's because Capricorns have to have that control, right? Want to be on top of their game. So when they realize that there's a flaw there that they didn't see, then it's like, it just feels like this, you know, falling and collapsing and fainting. It just feels very emotionally dramatic how they respond to it. But I get it, because Capricorn energy, I'm a Capricorn. We like to keep it together. We pride ourselves on that, having it together. So to realize that this was a mask and that there was some, you know, however it showed. Let's get more into it. This is funny. Oh my God. Come on, come through December. What y'all talking about? And part of this also is very much aligned with your spirituality or your spiritual growth too. So with this, you will become more intuitively guided. It's like this, oh my God. I'm sorry. It's like, oh, wait, hold on. See, it was self-deception and denial. Okay. It's going to hit people harder on the level of their denial. Fuck, what was I going to say? I don't know. All right. It does have this feeling of like, oh, everything is a lie. But I don't think it's that serious. Like, I don't mean to laugh, but that's what it's feeling like. It is going to feel like your world is crumbling, but it's not at all. You know, I think I don't feel like you're going to really get sucked into that energy. But the realization might hit like that, like, oh shit. And then you'll bounce back. You know, I feel like you'll bounce. That's what we do, right? Capricorns, we bounce back. I do feel like there's a quick bounce back. But in the initial realization might be very dramatic. Because it's going to make you realize all that you were not aligned with. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, 2 of Cups. Oh, okay. All right, hold on. I'm sorry, because I'm getting downloads while I'm doing this, but these downloads are for me. All right. Oh, God. I'm sorry. This is... Okay. All right. Let me try. See, I'm being dramatic. See, this is what's happening. It's like... Okay, hold on. This is so interesting. This is such a good reading, though. That's what's interesting about it. It's just another epiphany about... This is why I like this type of person, you know. This is why I thought this person was my soulmate. Like, because of my mask. It was my mask that like that soulmate. It was my representative, not my soul. My soul didn't resonate with that person for real. That's why it didn't work. For some of you guys, you might reflect on the past. I'm sorry. See, because I'm feeling the download now. I'm getting dramatic, so I'm seeing it. Okay, I'm seeing what's happening. I'm like, okay, I can see how that gets dramatic. Even though it's not, it's still, it's just something that you can laugh at. you know. That's how I look at it, at least. Three of Pentacles. It's like, no wonder why I would... Who was I? Why was I dating this person? It's probably going to be some moments like that. Why did I give them the... Oh my God. Ugh, that could be... Okay. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but ladies, I think... I don't know. Some of y'all might have had those moments where it's like, why did I even give it up to him? Oh, that's the energy I'm feeling. Like, it's kind of funny how it presents itself. It's still like, all right, well, I learned my lesson there. You know, it's kind of funny. Oh God. It's like, oh, I gave it to him because I thought this and that, or this is how I moved, or the mask I was putting on. What the fuck was it? What did I see in him or her? You know? Oh, that's a moment. That is a moment. All right, what's a blockage? Oh God. What's a blockage? What's a blockage here? I'm reminded of the scene. It comes with so much comedy. I don't know why. It comes with such a comedic flair. It's the energy of, I don't know if you've seen Ace Ventura. This isn't even that important, but just to give you an example of like the level of drama I'm feeling that comes with this, that's kind of unnecessary. When, if you watch Ace Ventura, it's a scene where Jim Carrey, he makes out with this detective woman, a woman detective, and later on in the movie they find out that the detective woman was actually a man. So what he does as a result, like, he burns all his clothes. He chews like 18 packs of gum. He's like in the shower just crying, curled up in a ball with the steaming hot water, trying to like sanitize his whole body. It was so dramatic. And that's what I'm feeling here. It's like, it might come with a sense of like a little bit of shame and embarrassment. Like, oh. But you know what? You know better, you do better. And you guys are going to level up like that. All right? It's just a matter of like looking back at the young and dumb you. That's it. That's it. Okay, moving on. But the young and dumb you, it's like realizing, okay, the young and dumb me made some dumbass decisions in love, you know. I feel like with love specifically, that's what's coming out. Oh my God, that's funny. Ugh. All right, what's the blockage? Where are we at? 2809. This is a funny reading. I'm grateful for that. What's the blockage here? What's a blockage? What's a blockage? Ain't a blockage? Look at all that. Standing in your power. It's like, so what? I was young, I was dumb, full of, you know what I mean? There's some things. So what? All right. The King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles here. I'm just feeling major independence, like major confidence. Like it feels like it might be a little bit of embarrassment and shame, and then you just wear it. Like, all right, whatever. You know, you go. I don't feel like you get stuck in that, but it is a moment that makes you feel like, oh my God. I did not know any better, you know. But realizing how much you've grown is what's going to give you the strength, you know, to stand with all this armor. Okay. What are they feeling to see? There's some result that comes out of this. All right. Oh, all right. With that Seven of Swords peeking out. There's some people who want to keep you young and dumb and full of of course, aren't there always? It's like you're growing out of that old immature way of being. And someone to keep you in that. Because you're stepping into, Capricorns are stepping into knowing their worth. That's what's happening. It's like knowing who they are, being solid in who they are. All this pentacle energy. That's what I'm saying. Who are you at your core? What does your soul look like? You're about to find out, right? And you're about to live that and express that. All right. Some people don't want to see that, obviously. Some people who saw, see, it's like, okay. It's like Cappy's all grown up now, right? All right. So listen. Some people wanted to keep you. They noticed that you were like on some like immature, whatever, you know, whatever it is for you. Doesn't matter what your age is. There was a level of immaturity there, or a warped way of thinking, a lack of judgment, a warped judgment. It was something like that. Okay, there was a belief system that had you moving in a way that was beneath you. You were moving beneath you. Some people saw that and they took advantage of that, okay? Or they enjoyed it. They enjoyed the fruits of it. Okay. If you guys had a soulmate, you might realize like, oh yeah, I can definitely do 10 times better than this person. And that realization, especially if they realize that you had that realization, then they're gonna feel, you know, a certain way about it, obviously. But it is that energy of knowing like, oh, I can do way better. I didn't know what I was worth, you know. I didn't know I had, look at all these pentacles here. All these pentacles. That's a bad mamma jamma right there. That's King of Pentacles here. Someone didn't know their worth. Other people saw the worth. It was, and they allowed, they enjoyed the fruits of whatever, what they enjoyed being around that. Whatever the benefits were of you not knowing your worth, there were people around you who enjoyed that, who fed off of it. Like you had pebbles around you. You were a diamond. You didn't know you was a diamond because you was covered in dirt. That's a film. That's a mask. You were covered in dirt. So you thought that's what your role was. That's what you thought that's what you were. And you met a bunch of people who were pebbles, also covered in dirt. But now something happens where you become clear, right? And the dirt gets washed away. The rain of healing. Let's keep this metaphor going. Let's see how far I could go. The rain of healing comes down and washes the dirt of your false self away. And you become a clearer person. You become clearly you. You start shining and people start seeing like, oh, that is a diamond. People already saw that you were a diamond though. But some people didn't. See, that's why the opportunities were missed, because you were sitting there playing in the dirt with other pebbles. So some people thought that you were a pebble too. And there were other diamonds who thought you were a pebble because you were just playing around with pebbles. And then there's other pebbles that were playing with you because they want to be around a diamond. All right, let's go. What's going on? Got a word for you. There's going to be some resentment when you realize your power. You realize your worth, because you're going to start moving differently. The sense, the self-worth is going to be, it's going to hit different. okay? It's going to hit different in these relationships. All right, what's the advice? And it's going to illuminate the pebbles, okay? Not saying that they can't evolve into diamonds. Some may be inspired, but I'm seeing a lot of resentment here, so it might start off with resentment. Stop bouncing in between two worlds. That pebble life and diamond life, okay? You didn't know any better. You didn't know you were a diamond, and that's fine. But now you know better. You do better. You fuck with diamonds only. Alright. Stop giving these pebbles all your energy. See, some pebbles were masquerading. They knew that you were a diamond, right? And they knew that you couldn't see that you were a diamond. Or they knew that you couldn't. They knew that you had a veil. You know, you didn't have a mirror. So they were like, "Hey, I'm your match." You know, stuff like that. It's something like that's what was happening energetically. Diamond lost in the world trying to find their match, okay? But they're surrounded by pebbles. So if you're not seeing another diamond, you're just like, okay, I guess, yeah, that's just my soulmate, you know? That's what I'm feeling like. Some of you guys, you might find another diamond come along and they'll show you, like, it'll shine a light on the pebbles that you were dealing with, okay? We can also compare this to kissing a bunch of frogs before meeting the prince, okay? I definitely feel like you're going to realize how many frogs, you know, were toads, and they might have came off like Prince Charming, but they were really toads. And it's just like, oh, God. Yuck. You don't have to give it too much thought, though. I don't feel like you will. We do have the Two of Pentacles coming out with the Four of Swords in reverse. It's like, it's not going to be something that you meditate on. It's just like a knowingness. It might be a knowledge dump. It comes through and now you're like, oh, okay. Oh, that's what was happening. Oh, so I have to find more people who are diamond. Okay, got it. That's what I need. Okay, you know, and it's just like a new mentality coming about. I don't know if any of you guys have Scorpio placements, but Scorpio had a similar reading where I compared it to sharks. Being a shark in a pond or whatever, and they all their life they were in this pond thinking that they were just the hugest, most vicious goldfish. They didn't realize that they were actually a shark until they stepped out and they met other sharks, and now it made them look back at the goldfish that they knew all their life, and they're like, oh, that's what's happening, you know. So it seems like Capricorns is having that moment, that epiphany. But it's also coming with the realization as to why you couldn't see that. You have Dove Spirit, be peace. You made some mistakes in the past. You were young and dumb. We all were. It's fine. However that plays out for you, that young and dumb stage, that's fine. All right. Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured. Yeah, damn right, this is a rebirth. This is a reinvention here. Realizing that you're a diamond and then acting accordingly. Everything is going to hit differently. Your friendships are going to hit differently. You're going to hit differently for your friendships, for the people that you meet, so on and so forth. Because you're walking with a bit more, your chin is up a little bit more, okay? Your chest is puffed out a little bit more, as it should be. All right? All right. Give with gratitude and grace, Turkey Spirit. Do not, this is not a way, and when I say put your chin up and chest out, is not, that doesn't mean that you're shitting on others, right? You can be confident without shitting on others. No, but it does seem like how people respond to your confidence, that's not your problem. You are being led to use grace in class, okay? You already won. You're already a diamond, all right? You don't have to indulge, Okay, that's pretty much what's happening there. Yeah, it's not looking down. You don't have to look down on peons. You don't have to look. You don't have to move like that. But some people might feel like that. I am getting that. They might feel like less than once you glow up. So just it is what it is. It's human nature. Ain't shit you could do about that. That's not your fucking problem. Just become a clear channel. I'm gonna pull from the Rebel deck because this reading was kind of funny. Not the most PC deck in the world. Okay. What do you have to say to the Capricorns for December, for the first half of December? Oh, what are these? Oh, sorry. You need a big hug, squeeze. Oh, whoops. Oh my God. What? Jesus. That was a lot. You need a big hug, squeeze. Hug your inner self. Hug that dumb motherfucker that you used to be. Hug it. That is all you. Claim it. Own it. That is me. Yup. My dumb ass is fine. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be this. It's like learning from the past mistakes. That's cool. Yeah, but you're going to realize it's time to let go and move on. Like, okay, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, and whatever that scripture is. And now I'm an adult, and I put away my childish ways. Whatever that scripture is, you know what I'm saying. Time to let go of the childish ways, okay? All right, Capricorns, this was amazing. I love this reading. I hope you guys liked it too. Let me know what you think. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Add me on IG. That's Tarot and Heal. If you want a personal reading, check out the info box below. If you want to be in Patreon or an angel donor, definitely check out the Patreon link below. Yeah, thank you so much. And until we meet again, peace.